this is actually the infinite loop system with Petals on water, and probably shouldn't be too much of a surprise. A lot of content creators on YouTube are putting out videos because of everything that's going on. I can't even tell you, I don't have to tell you how scary it is. From trauma survivor viewpoint, every part of me is on alert. And that's why I'm saying this is from the system. We've had a lot of, there are things we agree with, things we disagree with, a lot of conflicting opinions and feelings. One of the things we're, as far as I am aware, absolutely solid on is that Black Lives Matter. Brown Lives Matter. In that aspect, yeah, we're absolutely, that's a correct thing. But there has been something that's been bothering us. This always happens, you know. I don't quite know how to quantify it. I'm just going to jump in if it seems really disjointed. I'm sorry. But I read something that said, you know, if you don't speak up, you're complicit in racism, and that bothered me because, well, there are a lot of me that are very outspoken. Some of us are cynical, and we don't see the point in talking about it. Quite frankly, there's a few of us who think humanity is just entirely too stupid right now to get the concept of actual racial equality. And don't even get us started. Others of us are very hopeful, really excited about, you know, the possibility of a good change. We would love to see that. And there's some of us who might feel both ways, might feel just, you know, this needs to change, but they're terrified. Like terrified, not of people, just in general, overwhelming, paralyzing anxiety. Now, depending on who I've got in front at the time will determine what I'm doing. So I would like to think that people would at least understand the anxiety standpoint. Telling someone who's anxious, if you are, you know, against us, you're evil, you're bad if you can't speak up. Now, that's not actually going to help a person with extreme anxiety. They already feel scared that everybody thinks that they're evil. This is probably not going to carry. So maybe this will be a... Sorry, my ducks are freaking out. I just wanted to see what was coming. This will probably make them feel like even more anxious and even more afraid, even more depressed that they didn't speak up. Oh God, I'm horrible, and I can't leave my house, I can't leave my room because I'm ashamed. Sorry, I have some very extreme anxiety sufferers. Sorry, it's gonna take a minute. So, you know, the basic idea is sound. You know, you want people to speak their truth when they have the opportunity. You know, open a dialogue, say something, you know. And I think that that's absolutely true. You know, I think unless it's your 98-year-old grandparent with dementia, it's probably okay to try to open a conversation. Now, if you start telling your 98-year-old grandparent with dementia that they're wrong and they need to change, that's not, you know, I might have to move here. I just had somebody fly over. And he's living back. He's the vulture I call Raggedy. So I'm gonna go check on my babies here. So it's causing a problem to sit there and tell somebody that they're bad because they don't do something the way you would do it. All right. actually, it's a different kind of violence, but it's violence. So, hi guys. Um, so, you know, having mental health issues, this really affects me. This really does. It bothers me. Like I said, a lot of me are very outspoken. Um, but, it's like, well, first of all, you tell the cynical people that they're part of the problem, they're just going to look at you, raise their eyebrows and be like, really? You're that unevolved that you think this is actually an external issue? Okay. Because we're kind of like that, honestly. And others of me are very much going to be like, yeah, no, just say something anyway. But like I said, there's anxiety sufferers. And I don't know, it really bothers me that blame is being placed where blame shouldn't be placed. That guilt is being placed where guilt shouldn't be placed. Racism is an evolutionary issue as far as I'm concerned. There are definite steps that need to be taken, but the biggest, best change is going to be people changing their attitudes. And I think the first thing that needs to change in terms of making an attitudinal change for any human being is learning how to love and accept yourself. And if you can hear the music, I've got Epiphany by BTS, specifically Jin, singing about just that you need to love yourself first. And I put it on to kind of help me stay on track because I get off on tangents. And I kind of hope this thing is not recording, so I have to come back and redo it. But not because of my ducks. My ducks are amazing. And they're all crowding around me now. They're all safe. So, loving yourself. Loving yourself means that you don't listen to the external shoulds. All right? Some external shoulds are good. They're right. They're proper. You don't abuse people. You don't kill people. You don't steal from people. All right? Hey, guys. They're a necessary part of growing up, becoming mature, being mature, staying mature. But they're not the... Sorry, someone's chewing on my feet. This is so not happening. Okay. Sorry, that's what's distracting me. So, obviously, external shoulds are important, but I think there's limits to them. And as an abuse survivor, external shoulds can get pretty heavy. Your abuser tends to want you should keep quiet. You should be ashamed because you brought this on yourself. You should, for the good of the family, for appearance's sake, you should, okay? So when I read, see the message, you should, or you're a bad person, this is triggering for me. Because, no, the only shoulds I really have to follow are not abusing people, not killing people, not going out of my way to hurt people, except maybe in self-defense, not lying to people, not stealing from people. And beyond that, what I think, what I feel, these are based on my personal experiences, and I'm only going to get past them by growing as a human being. And that's all anybody can do. Anybody. So if someone's, quote, complicit, end quote, maybe they haven't found the support that they need to speak up. Maybe they haven't had a safe space to grow. Maybe, just maybe, they don't have the experience. Maybe they don't feel qualified to speak up. Maybe for them, just saying, I just think this is wrong. Well, why do you think that? I don't know. It just seems wrong to me. For some people, they may feel it with all their heart, but they just can't say it. And then maybe other people have tried. Maybe they've tried talking about it and nobody listens to them. And so they get to a point where they're like, oh, I see how it is. You know, part of the reason my cynics are cynics is because I've spent my entire life trying to talk to people. You know, I get things like, oh no, racism doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, I actually got that one a few times from white people. Yeah, I'm complicit if I don't say anything. And no, it's more like I'm not speaking because I don't have the right color to be heard, or the right gender, or the right height. I mean, the list goes on and on. You know, I'm short and plumpy and brown. Oh my God, you know, end of the world. What could I possibly know, right? And yet. So you know what? It's not complicit if you stay silent. And don't feel like you're wrong if you can't march. Don't feel like you're wrong if you are just incapable of helping out right now. There's a pandemic going on, people get sick, and sometimes that extra battle, they can't fight it right now. And I think we as a society need to be a little more compassionate. I think that's part of the reason we're so racist. We can't be compassionate. We can't look at someone and go, they must be having a hard time. They look very uncomfortable. They don't know what to say. You know what? Maybe I'll go over there and join them. Hey, what's going on, coworker? Hey, we were just talking about, you know, how bad fill in the blank race is, you know? And then you say something like, well, I haven't found that to be the case. And then your coworker who looked uncomfortable might go, yeah, I kind of agree with that. I haven't either. Maybe they just need some support. Just judging them outright because they aren't you? Oh, wow. Wait, let me think. What does that mean? Well, the same thing that it means when people look at me and judge me because they're not me. You know, it's not right. So, completely off the topic of what I wanted to talk about, but seriously, forgive yourself if you can't do what everybody says you should. Understand yourself, support yourself. Understand that where you're at is perfectly okay in your evolution. Absolutely okay. The point is to keep growing. It's not where you're at in this moment that defines whether you're good or whether you're bad. It's where you end up. Okay? It is where you end up. And the only way you're going to get to a better place is to love yourself, to be kind to yourself, and to have ducks nibble on your feet. I swear to goodness. But seriously, if you can't speak up now, it's okay. You're not complicit. You're not. You know? If you don't want to speak up, then okay, I'm going to give you complicit. But if it's just something where you don't feel like you can, there's too much going on, then you know what? You're not complicit. You're just a being in evolution. And evolving is the right way to go. It's the only way things are going to change. So, you know, do you. Do it positive, do it strong, do it healthy. And start with the fact that you are a very good person. At the core of you is something bright and beautiful and worthy of love, respect, good treatment, of hearing that it's okay to be you no matter what you decide to do, as long as it's really not like in the 10 Commandments evil. So there's my rant. And I really do hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope you're taking time to do things that make you happy. I hope you're staying away from the internet and social media for the most part, except to check in on the world. The world will still be there even if you go away. I hope that if you can do things to change this, that you are. That is amazing. But I also hope you're working out of compassion. Not just for the people on, quote, your side, end quote, but for everyone, okay? Kindness goes a long way. So, anyway, This is Maria and all her altars, which you saw a number of them today in action. The cynics, the anxiety-ridden, people who care about this world, and me, who faces for them all. Be well and love each other. Bye.